Welcome once again to Comrades in Arms. This is a series of interviews done at Branch 98 of the Royal Canadian Legion at Kingston, Nova Scotia. And the purpose of these interviews is to highlight the careers of our members who were in Canada's armed forces. Today we're going to look at the career of Mr. Gordon Murray Hall. And we'll be back in a moment to tell you all about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have repeatedly said on these interviews that some of the lads who we approach to join us here are very loath to do it. And sometimes because they feel that the job that they had in the armed forces was unworthy. They weren't in combat. What they did was trivial. Perhaps they were a clerk in some sort of a section of the armed forces. And they are terribly wrong assuming this attitude, because every little job in the armed forces, no matter how menial it seemed to the man doing it, was terribly important to the overall picture of Canada's war effort. Because the chaps that were at the front, who were flying the planes and who were on the ships, they needed the backup of these other people. Now, one of the worst errors made are by fellows who served in the Ordnance Corps. Now, a lot of them thought that the rest of the services looked on their job as something like working for the Home Hardware or something, that all they did was stand somewhere and hand out screws to people. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. These men did some terribly dangerous jobs as the war went on. If they were in the army, they brought up ammunition and so on to the fellows in the front lines. And they had to carry messages. They had to do all sorts of very dangerous jobs. And we have got one of the men today from the Army Service Corps, and his name is Gordon Murray Hall. And he had a long and very distinguished service with that part of Canada's war effort. And I'm going to now interview him, starting with, where were you born, Gordon?
Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste. Marie.
Yeah.
Well, sure. And when were you born?
January the 5th, 1918.
1918. Ah, you're getting to be quite a good age.
Yeah.
Now, what you went to school there in Sault Ste. Marie?
Yeah.
And grew up to be what age before war happened?
I was 22 when I went over.
Were you? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now, what caused you to join the Army?
Well, I tell you, I was driving an old cement truck,
Yeah?
and we were building a new bridge way down a long grade, about 3 miles.
Yeah.
And the brakes went on it.
Oh.
And I had a load of cement on it. I had about 150 bags of cement on it. And 2 helpers in the cabin.
Oh, my.
The brakes went on it, and I tried to get it down in a low gear, but I was going too fast and she wouldn't take it.
That load of cement.
So I told them, hang on, for going places. And the bridge they were working on, the boys was all wiring the steel in it, you know?
Yes, yes.
And I said, he said, how are we going to cross that bridge? And I said, we'll be going so fast whenever you crack a plank. And we were.
Were you?
Yeah, once we crossed that, around the sharp bend and all the cement come off the one side.
Yes.
Then we had to go, we were going like the devil there, you know.
Yeah.
And then we had a downgrade to go.
Oh, damn.
And then down below that, there was a steel bridge.
Yes.
And there was a road turning this way. Well, I told the boys, we're not going to make that bridge. And they were going to jump out. I said, don't jump out. I said, I'm going to control this thing the best
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to turn up that side road when we hit there. And all the cement can go for all I care. I said.
Yes, surely.
So it did.
It did.
So we turned around and come back. Went up there, and the boss was standing. He said, where's the cement? I said, all along the highway. If you want it, you know where you can put it.
Put it right.
I says, we're finished.
Yeah.
We're going to join the Army tonight.
My
And that's
goodness,
just what we done.
And you joined the Army all because of the brakes on the truck.
Yep.
Exactly.
And I said, I'm going to get
That's
killed.
a
I might
very,
get killed
that's
in the
a
Army.
very good reason to join.
Sure.
Sure. So now, did any of your chums go with you?
Huh?
Did any of the lads go with you to join?
The two that was with me
The
worked
two
with.
that were with you
Yes,
went.
sir. The 3 was all joined right that night.
That's a marvelous, marvelous story. Now,
Sure.
so where did you joined in Sault Ste. Marie, and what did they do with you then?
In Sault Ste. Marie?
Yeah, they sent you somewhere for training? did they?
Yeah. Wait a minute now. I got to think of it.
Yeah,
North
sorry.
Bay.
North Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
And they made you march up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're there a month, and they told us you can go home for 5 days leave,
Oh.
and come on back, and we're going to send you overseas. Well, I
That
said,
was
well,
your
yeah.
overseas leave.
I said, well, that's it sounds good, but it don't sound too good either. But anyway, that's what happened. Yeah.
And you went overseas.
Yeah.
Now, where'd you go? To Halifax to go?
To Halifax to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And you went on a ship. Do you remember the ship?
Yeah.
Do you remember the ship it was that
Yeah.
took you
Queen
over?
Mary.
Queen Mary. Ooh, you went in style.
Because we went. Well, it took us 12 days to go over, you know.
Yeah.
And we done more turning around and twisting, and
Why?
we
Because
never
subs
go,
were after you.
it was
Yeah.
never going to get there.
Yeah. Subs.
To
eh?
keep away from the subs.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Well, she went alone. She never had an escort, did she?
no.
No, she was by
No.
herself. So she had to twist and turn.
She just had a little Corvette, you know.
Yes, yeah.
That's after the.
Yeah. So you landed in England. Do you remember where? Greenock?
I, know what, I can't think where we landed.
Probably landed in Southampton, or maybe Liverpool, or either that or Greenock, Scotland. You can have your pick.
God,
It doesn't matter. Okay.
Well,
it doesn't
maybe
matter,
maybe
really.
maybe Liverpool.
Yeah, no, I think you were in Scotland.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause
Yeah,
I can't
I
remember.
wasn't there, but I believe you were in
That's the
Scotland.
only thing I can't
Yeah.
remember is where
Sounds
we
funny,
landed.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, I mean, there's so many of us on there crowded.
Oh,
and
I know. Sure.
sleeping in the hammocks and
You
wake
don't
up
get
in the
you
morning
don't
and-
get a black mark for not remembering that.
when
No,
you're sleeping in the hammocks. You wake up in the morning, you're over top of the other fella.
right. Okay. Now you went to from Scotland down to England, I guess. Eh?
Yeah.
Where to Aldershot or?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they trained you somewhere there.
Yeah.
What did they do there to you? Made you walk all down? Did you give you training now in some sort of a
Oh yeah. We done a lot of-
department? Had you joined the Ordnance Corps by that time?
Well, no, I don't know for sure now. I don't. Second David.
When did you get into Ordnance? Do you remember that?
And where?
The Ordnance Corps, the Service Corps.
Oh, the service corps.
Yeah.
Oh, we got in that about a month after we were over there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
They sent you into that.
And we trained there, you know. We trained there, and trained
Yeah.
there, and trained there. Gee,
Now, you fellows had to drive all kinds of vehicles, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you had to drive even a motorcycle, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
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 Wow.
Well, anybody that they could, that had the brains to ride a motorcycle,
Yeah, so
is all right.
they had to train you for
But
all
you had to
that.
go through a lot of
Yeah,
tests.
yeah. Let's get back to the trip on the ship. Now, you're on the Queen Mary, and everybody aboard knows that submarines are chasing you, don't
Oh
they?
yeah.
I mean, all those soldiers that were on board,
Yeah.
they knew that there was danger in the water there, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
That must have been very tense going over,
Oh, geez, I'm telling you.
with her moving and
Yeah.
twisting and turning and so on,
Yeah.
right?
We had one fella. They used to open the bottom door, you know, And let like the air come in, you know. And,
Yeah.
But you can see right away in the water, you know. You're only about maybe 12 feet
Yeah.
above from the door
Yeah.
where the water was. And this one lad there, oh, he just bugged all of us pretty well.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to make it. We're going to get killed before we get there. And we kept telling him, shut your mouth. I said, don't get the boys all
Riled up.
riled up.
Yeah.
So he was standing down there by the door one day, and I went down there, and well, there's two of us.
Yeah.
And we were down there, and I says, how are you today? He says, pretty good. He says, you know, he said, I'm going to get killed here.
Oh.
But I said, I'm going to tell you something right now.
Yeah.
It made me mad, you know. If you don't keep your mouth shut, you're going to go out that hole there in the water, and you could swim by the ass of the pants. That's where you're going to go. And never heard no more of him after that.
After that, no, sir.
Yeah.
That would
But he was
cause
just
them to think.
Getting all the boys all riled up, you know.
Yes. Now, when you got to England, and they landed you in Scotland, you went down to England. Now, what did they train you in when they put you in the Service Corps? What kind of training did they give you?
Oh, your rifle training and
Yeah.
everything was in the war. You
Oh, I
trained.
see.
You trained
Yeah.
for everything.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Trained to.
Yeah.
And what did they tell you your job was going to be?
They didn't tell you. They just, if they want you to do something, they just haul you out and you do it,
And you do it. Okay.
no matter what it is.
So now, where did you go from England? Did you? You were in England quite a while training,
Yeah.
and then they sent you somewhere, did they?
No, they sent us. Well, they sent us along the beach.
Oh.
Along the beach, camp along the beach. That's where we camped till the invasion started.
Oh, yes.
That's where
Oh,
they
of
kept us.
course. Did they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we trained. We trained hard.
Did you
to
go over on D-Day?
go over there?
Did you go to France on D-Day?
Yeah.
Did you? What were you on?
I was on the motorcycle when we went across on the boats.
On the
And
boat.
get off on the barges
Ah, yes,
and
yeah.
get on there.
On the
See,
beach and.
Yeah. When they bathe there, you see all the what do you call them? The ordinary Corps that tears all the barbed wire away to get through and all that.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. And
So you were behind them.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're behind them.
Yeah. And what was your job when you got there to do?
My job?
Yeah, in France.
Well, that was my job was keeping ammunition into the boys working on it.
I see.
Fire.
Okay, so I understand. So you were
See, we
carrying,
had to hide that stuff.
you were carrying ammunition
Yeah.
up to the front.
Yeah,
Well, you weren't doing that in a motorcycle.
No.
No.
You go so far and you have a place, you know, where they have it all ready for you.
Oh, I see.
to,
Yes.
to put
yeah.
your
A storage
ammunition
camp.
and put your
Yeah.
gasoline and put your
Yeah.
hand grenades and all
And
that
all
stuff.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And they put it in a truck, and then you take the truck out.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. So now, you got kind of interrupted though, didn't you? Because you got wounded.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, we had all loaded up to go. We used to travel nights all the time,
Oh, well, right.
and all you had to go by lights on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Was a big white housing on the back, you know, it looks after all the gears for your truck.
Yeah.
Painted white,
Yeah.
and had 72 marked in red on it,
Oh.
big. And that's all the driver of the truck. See, I had 6 trucks,
Yeah.
and I'm ahead with them with a motorcycle.
Yes,
They're
yes,
following
okay.
me. Well, the guy behind him, he's following that
Yeah.
next vehicle,
Vehicle.
the white.
Oh, he
house
sees
on
the
it.
white thing. Yeah.
No lights on, you know.
Oh, right. But he can make out the white house.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Like if one went in the ditch, they all went in the ditch because they all follow each other.
My God. Yeah. So you'd go in the ditch too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd take them so far.
Uh-huh.
Then I'd go up, and I could see if I could see any stern or anything going on
Oh, yeah.
up there with the bike. And we'd park
Oh,
them
so
off.
you were like reconnaissance ahead
Yeah.
of them. Yeah. Okay.
They were
I
up
understand.
off, the trucks all off the side.
Yeah.
in bushes and everything else.
Ah.
And they're all camouflaged.
Yes,
you know,
yeah, of course.
And then I'd go and they'd say to me, Corporal, let me ride up with you. I said, no. I said, I'm going. There's no use all of us getting killed when there's only one.
Yeah.
I said, I'll go myself.
Yeah.
And I done it every trip.
Did you? Oh, my.
Yeah, and I lost one man out of the whole business.
Did you? That's
Yeah.
pretty good. And you didn't lose yourself. That's the main
No,
thing.
no.
But you got wounded there. eh?
Yeah, but not real bad, you know. But
No.
not
How did that happen?
uh,
Shell or something?
yeah, no, they dropped these here incinerators out there. They're about the size of a stovepipe,
Oh, yes.
and they're all full of nuts and bolts and screw nails.
Shrapnel.
and
Yes,
stuff like that.
yes, yeah.
And they dropped them down. They throw them out. Well, we used to say, "Here comes the tomatoes." And they throw them up in a basket. But
Yeah,
when they hit the ground,
yeah.
you just make a little hole like a chicken head would scratch a hole,
Yeah.
you know. Then she'll burst, and she goes about 4 feet.
Oh, and
And
who's
go
ever
east.
in that
Yeah,
area?
it goes no,
Yeah.
flying out through the air,
Oh.
and that's how you get it. See, you
Sure.
get it. You get it either in the face or in the
Or
legs,
legs. And
but-
you got it where?
or right in the legs.
No,
Yeah. So,
that must have been uncomfortable.
but I never even went to the hospital.
You went to hospital? Yeah.
No.
No.
No,
Oh.
I went just there, and they looked at it, and they said, well, we'll take some out, but you can't take it all out,
Oh.
because if we do, you'll poison your legs,
Oh.
and it'll work out by itself.
Oh, did it?
Oh, yeah.
So you don't have any in there now, eh?
Eh,
That I can look at.
I got none out of it there, no.
Oh, really?
No, I got it all out now.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. All there is just the marks on my legs.
Yeah. So now, what part of the world are you in at this time that this is going on? You're just in France?
Yeah.
In France,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And where do you go from there? It's all moving up, isn't it?
Holland.
Holland, okay.
Yeah.
And Nijmegen?
Nijmegen,
usually,
Holland, yeah.
And what'd you do there? Same thing?
Yeah.
Supplying the troops?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And,
Done the same thing all the time.
did you? Yeah. So you were held the rank of corporal, did you?
Huh?
You were a corporal,
Yeah, but I had a lance corporal with me.
did you? Oh.
Yeah.
So you worked as a team, the
Yeah,
two of you.
Yeah.
When did they make you a corporal?
Oh, Jesus.
Back
Well, it was before we went.
before you went overseas?
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, okay. So now, you got, how long were you in Nijmegen, around there?
Oh, God. Quite a while.
Were you? Yeah. And you were supplying the
remember-
troops?
Remember New Year's Day. Everything was quiet. There wasn't a bullet. You couldn't hear a bullet all day.
Really?
New Year's Day. And the night before that, we took a lorry and we were staying at a up in the Haymow,
Oh,
Dutchman's barn.
yeah.
And he had 3 cows,
Oh,
and we says, "You want a cow?"
yeah.
Oh, he says, "We wouldn't be allowed to have them."
Oh.
We said, "Oh." He says, "They'd be around, inspectors be around, you know."
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, we took a truck one night. We went up on a dike.
Yeah.
If you know what dikes is.
Yes, I don't. What did I get?
And there was an old barn down below there, but I made the trip up that day up there,
Yeah,
and everything was quiet. You know, I mean, it wasn't. Germans weren't too close,
Oh,
and I see these pigs,
Yeah.
pigs in this pen.
yeah.
So I says to myself, Jesus, tonight we're going to have a couple of them pigs. It's the last thing we do.
Yeah.
And so I went back and I was telling the boys, oh, that just tickled them. Then I went over and I saw the sergeant major and the officers back in tents back in the woods there. I told them what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Well, my God, be careful, don't get blew up or something like that now. And she says, you're always into something like that, aren't you? I said, yes,
Yeah.
we got to eat, and I said, I don't like your grub.
Oh,
That's the stuff, we don't like your grub.
Yeah.
So we got 4 of them.
Yeah.
And we put this here. This Frenchman says, we get home, I'm going to get in there with them. I'm going to kill all. I'm going to kill them all. I said, in a truck? He said, yeah.
Yeah.
And by God, he did.
He did.
Yeah, he killed with a knife.
Goodness me.
So we had pork.
You must
Pork
have had
for
pork
a while.
for days.
And,
Okay.
And
Now,
the colonel wanted a quarter of a pig, so we give him a half a pig.
Now this is not in Nijmegen, is it? You've moved away from Nijmegen,
Yeah.
but you go back there,
Oh, yeah.
do you?
Yeah.
Now what happened? You had your wound, but you also got gassed, I believe, or you had mustard gas or something.
Yeah, there was mustard gas.
When was that?
Oh, that was I think it's pretty close to Cologne.
Was it? Now
And
you had
I-
left. You had left Nijmegen, and you were going farther in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. We're coming home from doing our trip here at night, you know.
Yes.
And I smelled a funny odor,
Yeah.
something like Timothy Hay or something like
Yes.
that. You know?
Yes. Okay.
And we always carried the gas caps on our shoulder here.
Did you?
know.
Oh,
Yeah. And I said, well, I got the trucks around one curve,
Yeah.
and after I left that to go get by them again,
Yeah.
I could smell this funny smell,
Yeah.
and I could feel kind of misty.
Oh.
I could figure, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So anyway, I stopped.
Yeah.
And I put my gas cape on because they were talking about don't trust them Germans for this mustard gas.
Oh. So they.
So I put mine all
Yeah.
over me,
Yeah.
and I caught up to them, and I stopped them.
Yeah.
I said, keep all your windows turned up in the trucks.
Yeah.
I said, because there's something funny coming down over that air.
That air. Yeah.
It was looked like fog, you know.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, that was all right.
Yeah.
We got back there. Well, they felt good. I felt good
Yeah.
myself.
You didn't feel badly, huh?
No. But about a month after, I started losing all the hair in my body.
Good night.
I couldn't figure out what was wrong.
Isn't that amazing?
So I went to the hospital, and
Yeah.
they said, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the officer says to me, he says, you sure you didn't get mixed up with some gas or something?
Yeah.
But I'd never told him about this here.
This incident, yes. Yeah.
And he said, I guess the Germans got some out on you. He says, I wasn't supposed to bring that out, but, you know, they
Yeah,
got
they
it.
did.
So that's how I lost all my hair.
Yeah. Well, you must have. That must have been quite a big event if they were using mustard gas there. I'd never heard of them using it.
Yeah, well, I suppose they're up there trying it out.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
That's what I
yes,
think.
Yeah. Okay.
Couldn't
Now,
couldn't hear no
this was-
airplanes or anything.
This was later in 1944, was it? It must have been.
Oh, yeah.
You went through
yeah.
the invasion. You
Yeah,
then
yeah.
went inland, and you're in Belgium, and now you're over into Germany,
Yeah,
and you come back, do you?
yeah. Well, we
You come out.
used to travel back and forth.
Oh, you traveled back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, then where were you when the war ended?
Where was we?
Yeah.
We're right back in the Megan again.
Were you?
Yeah.
And the war ended, and you were in
Right
Nijmegen.
at the big racetrack.
Oh.
An enormous big racetrack there.
Were you camped there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. So the war ended there. Now, what happened after the war ended? What did you do?
Well, we just moved all the tanks, stuff all back.
Oh, yes.
Brought them all back.
All
to
the equipment came
all
back.
to
yeah.
the shore.
Ah.
Then they took them all back over to England.
Oh, they took them all back
Yeah.
to the channel.
Yeah.
Okay. And that must have taken you quite a while to do it.
Well, it took me about. Well, I got home in '46.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, you were there all of 45 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, it took a long time because I know they had the Queen Elizabeth up on a big boom there, painting her,
Oh.
and they said they'll paint the boat while we were doing this job.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And that's when, oh, God, we were there a long time. I thought the war was still out.
But then, did you go back on the Queen Mary?
No, come back and Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth,
We had to wait till they got her all painted.
all painted?
Yeah.
Good heavens. And where were you when that was going on? They were painting her in what port? Do you remember?
Oh, we're still going back and forth, getting these here machines.
The supplies and the goods back to England.
Machines all put away.
Oh,
and-
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So then this is 1946
yeah.
now. And then when you returned to Canada after that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, come back home.
Oh, yeah. And where did you go to? Back to Sault Ste. Marie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Go
And that's where
home.
you discharged?
Huh?
Were you discharged?
Yeah,
And you came to Halifax, of course, by ship,
yeah.
and then back to Sault Ste. Marie.
Toronto.
Yeah,
Train.
by train. Well, you had quite a service.
Oh, Jesus, I guess so. It's good. It was, but you know something?
Yeah.
It never seemed that long
It didn't. No.
because you're busy all
Oh,
the time.
of course you
all
are,
the time,
yeah.
all the time.
Yes, but you went right through the invasion, and you went through the all the major battles up through Holland and all
Oh,
that
yeah.
business. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you certainly had a very, very busy
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
Now, when you came back, they discharged you, and now life began again. So what did you do?
I went back to work.
What, the same job?
No,
No.
no, heavy
You
equipment.
couldn't go back to that cement guy.
No, I went back there. Heavy equipment.
Heavy equipment.
Yeah, I worked on Trans-Canada Highway way up north.
Did you? Did
Yeah,
you? Well, of course, that was the same work you were doing in the Army, really.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you had a very wonderful career. Now, did you get married during all this?
I never got married till I was 50 years old.
Really?
So,
Oh my! Was that a good thing or a bad thing?
well, I don't know. Sometimes was all right, and sometimes wasn't so
All
good.
right. So where did this take place? You met the lady in Sault Ste. Marie, did you?
Well, she is from Nova Scotia, and I met her in Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh. And that's what brought you to Nova Scotia?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Her father had a farm. He used to come up and stay with us all winter.
Oh, yeah.
And his wife was dead, you know, and her like mother. And he come up to stay all winter, and he used to work at an old ski resort, washing pots and pans all winter. The old guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And anyway,
Yeah.
he wanted me to come down and buy the farm.
Oh, yeah.
So I come down to buy the farm.
Yeah.
So she wanted to move home.
She did, your
He-
wife,
He was
yeah.
alone there, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He had a nice house and that.
Yeah.
So I said, well, I hate to quit all these good jobs up here because they don't pay no money in Nova Scotia
No.
for nothing. And I said,
Yeah.
I hate to go, but I had quite a bit saved up at the time, and
Yeah.
I said, well, let's go.
Uh-huh.
So I sold my place up there, and I moved out here, and I was going to buy the place off him.
Yeah.
Well, he had a nice little farm, you know.
Did he? Did he?
I was going to buy it through DVA.
Yeah.
I give him the papers to go up to the office there
Yeah.
in Kentville up here.
Yeah.
To get them signed so I could do it, because I'd been up before, and I had to put $2,000 down, you see,
Yeah. Yeah.
before they'd start on it.
Yeah.
He'd go up, he would say he'd go up, but he never went up at all.
He didn't.
But I give him the papers, and every time he'd come up from downtown, I'd say, Chippy,
Yeah.
did you get them papers signed?
Yeah.
My good God, I forgot him, he says. I forgot him. He done that about 3
He didn't
4
want to sell the farm at all.
No. Just wanted us to come down there.
Sure he did. Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn, that's a-
So now you couldn't buy the farm. So what'd you do?
Well,
You had to get a job.
no.
No?
I fixed the place all up there for him. He never had a bath or anything in it.
Yeah.
Fixed that all up, wired all new wire in the house.
Oh yeah.
I went to the States
Ooh.
for a visit, and apple picking was on.
Yeah.
Well, I was there visiting. The boys used to say they all picked apples where I went to visit, you know.
Yeah.
I will you give me a job picking apples? He said, I don't have something to do. Sure, he says.
Yeah.
My God, I made $1,000 picking apples.
Wow.
So there, I turned around, come back home, and on the way home, before I got home,
Yeah,
in Nijmegen up here,
yeah,
not Nijmegen, but I'm thinking of Holland.
yeah.
Kentville.
Kentville.
I bought a trailer. There's a big trailer park there.
Yeah?
I pulled in there. The wife said, "What are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to buy a trailer."
Ah.
She said, "What?"
Yeah?
I was going to buy a trailer.
Oh.
She says, "What for?" I said, "I'm getting the hell away from you. I'm an old man. I know that."
Well, he wasn't going to say it.
Listen to you and him fighting all the time.
Yeah.
I bought the trailer, and he said, "When do you want to move?" I said, "Tomorrow morning, we can bring her down."
Oh.
So I'd already bought a lot before I went up there,
Yeah.
just up the road from my place,
Yeah.
from Edward Parker. For I got 8 acres for 103 or 300 and some odd dollars,
Oh, my goodness.
and I got the trailer. It was 1900, but it was never used.
Yeah.
But it was a 74
Very good.
trailer, you know. So
Yeah. But then you went to work at Greenwood somewhere along here, didn't you?
oh yeah.
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 When was that?
Greenwood here?
Yeah. When did you go work at Greenwood?
I worked at I was maybe a year after I come down here. Yeah.
After all these adventures
Yeah.
with picking apples and everything, and then
Yeah.
you went and got a job at Greenwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I worked at Sawmill.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Guilford Ward up on the Tremont Mountain.
Oh, yes.
I worked
And?
at Sawmill in Guilford.
Yeah. And then you worked at Greenwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you retired from Greenwood.
You know what?
How long did you work there?
I worked at the base there on the Dwight Ross School, cleaner.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
That was the kind of a drawback for me.
Yeah.
For $5 or something an hour.
Yeah. But how long were you there?
How long was it? 6 years.
6 years. And
Yeah.
then you retired.
Yeah.
And how old were you then when you retired?
When I retired,
Yeah.
65.
Oh, you had to do it then.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now you leave Greenwood, but now you can't go back to Sault Ste. Marie. You're a Nova Scotian, so you're living here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh, I'll go up for business.
will you?
Oh, yeah.
Now I see you have your Legion kit on. You've been a member of the Legion for a long time.
I joined the Legion a long time ago, and I got my eyes operated on.
Oh yes.
And so it was so long my eyes getting better
Yeah.
that I didn't keep my dues right up. you
Oh
see.
yes, right.
I said, I'm going to stay away from it anyway for a while. I'll join again.
Yes.
So
you did.
I joined again.
Good for you. Good for you. That's great. Now, where are you living now?
Where am I living?
Yeah.
Down here in Auburn here.
Auburn.
Just down here.
Yes. You're enjoying life?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Well, now that's a nice long story you told us, and you certainly had a great career, and a very interesting career.
Well,
in the armed forces.
I was interested in it all
Oh,
the time
yeah.
I was there. As far as I
And
know.
you have a lot of very good memorabilia here, and we're going to take a look at that on camera now. And that's all you can think of to tell us?
Yes, I think that's enough, isn't it?
That's a good story. And so I'll thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you,
And
too.
we enjoyed it.
Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been
Them
talking with...
Them fellas are all tired. Them fellas tired. Don't listen to us.
We've been talking with Mr. Gordon Murray Hall, who was in the Royal Canadian Army Service Corps during World War II. And he had quite an amazing career, and he certainly got to see a lot of the war. And it was our pleasure to talk to him today, and I hope you'll enjoy this tape as well. And just before I go, I've got some thanks that I have to do. First of all, to our Legion here, who is so busy helping me get these interviews ready, and I couldn't do them without the members of that Legion, particularly the dear gentleman that helps me, and of course our noble president, Mr. Byrne. And now I'd like to also thank Eastlink, who is our cable company here, and they supply us with all the goods and chattels it takes to do this. And again, I hope you enjoyed this tape, and thank you, and we'll see you next time.